Hi preview, I'm Patricia Santos and today I'm gonna share with you guys how I started. I started as a fashion designer almost 10 years ago. Wow, 10 years na. I can't believe I lasted this long. I started as a makeup artist first, but then it was hard for me to travel from one place to the other, so I decided to pursue what I studied, which is fashion design, and then the rest was history. Even before I was younger, I was really into drawing. But when I was younger, I draw parang Looney Tunes that time. Uso pa rin sila Sylvester, Celebrity. And then I also loved playing with paper dolls when I was younger. And so I think my mom has always seen that in me. So when I graduated, she told me, oh, why don't you try to do fashion? So there, I tried it and I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say yes. I know super maarte na ako now. But a lot of people who knew me when I was younger, super different. I was really boyish. I don't fix my hair. I was always wearing skirts at school. When I was wearing my uniform, I have shorts underneath. So everyone was quite surprised when I started doing fashion, and also when I started designing. The dresses I made was really more feminine and girly. I think I've always been the kind where I like to design things that I can imagine myself wearing because I know how it makes me feel, and I want that same feeling to be felt by the people who actually wears my pieces. And it's just want them to have this feeling where when they wear my dress, they feel like a part of their dream is coming true. It makes them happy, it makes them inspired, it makes them giggle. Alam mo yun, when you're kinikilig, when you find your first love. Like what I said before, there was a lot of challenging times during the pandemic, and I really had to make my team smaller. And also because the pandemic made me realize how important it for me as a designer and as a creative person to have my own personal time. Because before, when I was starting, grabe, todo kayod. I was really working Monday to Sunday. I don't see my family. There was this one time where I realized na, okay, I really have to think my life through, because one time parang Christmas and I went to my sister's house and we were supposed to celebrate Christmas, and the whole year it's parang hindi ko na sila nakita because I had one event after the other. Pagdating ko sa house ng sister ko, I passed out on the couch and naawa sila sa akin that they didn't want to bother me anymore. So after that, I woke up and the Christmas is done. As in, tapos na siya. So I just felt bad, and parang it just stuck with me na I know I dedicate myself to my work and I know that I love my work so much, but at the same time, wala na rin akong time for anybody else. And even with my boyfriend then, like my husband now, parang my priority has always been my clients. Well, to be honest, I try my best not to compare myself with another designer or whoever, because it's just better to focus on yourself. Don't think about what will set you apart. Think about what can you do for yourself. How can you improve? How can you be the best version of yourself? How can you do better, give better, share better? I think this is the better mindset that we should have. I think comparison is one of the biggest problems in our generation now, especially being exposed to so much social media. Sometimes we forget to look at ourselves because we keep on looking at other people. So I wouldn't really know what sets myself apart, but I'm really grateful to everyone who has always supported me in doing what I really want to do. Honestly, it was really hard for me when I started because I didn't have a formal training. I didn't have somebody tell me, oh, this is the right thing, this is how you should do it. Since I was scared to make mistakes when I was younger, because I'm such a perfectionist, which is also so bad for me. So I didn't intern for anybody. So in return, I was making a lot of mistakes. Also gave me a hard time and took quite longer to be where I am now. When I'm training my team, I always tell them that you have to feel grateful in a way that at least somebody can tell you, oh, don't do this, para you avoid the same mistakes that I've already did in my past. Parang ate, like I just feel like I'm a mom to them and they're my children. Kumbaga, you have to humble yourself in a way that you feel like even if you know, you don't know, because that's how you learn. I think if there's one thing that I wish I knew back then, which is also an important advice that I would give to everyone. I know that I love myself a lot, but don't forget to work hard on yourself as well as hard you work for other people. Kasi feeling ko that's something that that's something that we forget. We work so hard to make other people happy that sometimes we also forget about our own happiness, thinking that if we make other people happy, magiging happy tayo. To be able to make other people happy, you have to take care of yourself. You have to make people happy, and then it will just, radiate around you, and they will feel happy to be around you. Kasi there was a point in my career that I was just pleasing everyone, doing everything. I felt so robotic, and I felt like, bakit ganon? Like, I was doing everything. I was like working hard. I was like giving my life to them. But then after a certain time where I realized na, okay, now I know why. Because I was giving away myself too much. Hindi talaga ako magiging masaya. Because I have to focus on what I want and like what makes me happy. So I'm inspired. So when I do what I do, I don't feel exhausted. So I think that's very important. One of the most important things is hard work. It's very important. Aside from hard work is not to complain too much. Compared to before, we're used to doing everything our own. So I always tell my team that you should know. If you want to be a fashion designer, you just design. You also know how to do everything else. When I started, to be honest, I was the one who was taking measurements. I was the one who was answering. I was my own assistant. I was answering the text messages. I was sketching. I was going to Divisoria, taking a jeep all the way to Divisoria and bringing it here. I didn't have an assistant with me, and I was also beading, sewing, doing pattern making. Now that I'm here and I have my own shop, when it gets hard, I always go back to that hard time in my life where I felt, sayang naman lahat ng pinaghirapan ko if I stop, doing what I'm doing now. So it's very important to experience that, not just to learn how to do it, but at the same time to appreciate wherever you are at your current life. And even me being this long in the industry, I feel like I'm still on my way. And I'm respecting that, and I'm just enjoying it. And I'm learning from everything. I am growing. I'm constantly growing. I'm constantly trying to figure things out, and it's okay. It's okay that we don't know everything. But hopefully in the next 5 years, we will continue to grow, and also at the same time, one of my biggest dreams is to be one of the best bridal gown designers. I dream to reach outside this country. Sana maging international din kami someday. I feel like that's something that I've been really working hard. But something personal that I also dream about is having my own family. So I'm learning on how to compromise, but not really compromise. I think more combine my personal life and my career where walang nagsasuffer sa pareho. So like now, before I used to work 7 times a week. Now I only work in the office and meet clients 3 times a week. So it's a good combination kasi half of the week I'm able to spend time with my husband and my family, and half of the week I'm able to spend with my clients who I equally love as well. I hope you enjoyed watching and learned something today. If you like, you may also follow me on Instagram. It's Patricia Santos, and don't forget to subscribe to Preview channel. Bye!